Why are celebrities so quiet when it comes to Diddy's infamous or famous parties? A look at Diddy's leaked NDA may show why. Allegedly, Diddy had people sign this NDA when they would party with him or come in contact with him in a more intimate encounter. And today, I'm going to read it all for you guys. Hello, everyone. My name is Lindsay Unfiltered. And today, we are back reading the Standard Combs NDA. According to TMZ, P. Diddy had a standard NDA that he would have partygoers sign. This may or may not be the reason why so many celebrities are quiet when it comes to speaking on partying with the mogul. Now, I have that standard NDA today, and we're going to read it word by word, and we're going to analyze it for what it is. If you like content like this that revolves around scandal, true crime, controversy with a twist of humor, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're at 1,830 subscribers. I thank you so much. We're at the 6-month mark that I've been making videos seriously for YouTube, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure to follow me on TikTok, Instagram. You can find those all in the description below. Now, without further ado, let's read this NDA. I'm livid! I just read this entire NDA, and let me tell you, it's not an easy read. And I analyzed it. Goodness gracious, and I wasn't even filming? Talk about seething with anger, right? Oh, but I have to read it again because I have no footage of me reading it. I have no analysis, nothing. I have to read it one more time. Okay, so here we have the Standard Combs NDA. Okay, now we're going to read it. I'm going to analyze. And this was the alleged document that P. Diddy had his partygoers sign. That's what TMZ reports to us, okay? TMZ tells us this. TMZ got this document. They published this document. And when I went on their website to try to find it, it had gotten taken down for a little while. But it's back up now. And we will read it. And I will analyze it for you guys. First time I was not recording. I guess it was just practice. Here is the final cut, okay? This confidentiality agreement, I'm afraid to even hit the full size button on this because that's what paused my recording last time. But without further ado, let's read. This confidentiality agreement is made and effective as of blank and on behalf of blank. You. The term you should include you, your estate, each corporation and or other business entity in which you have an ownership or beneficial interest, and all persons or entities owned and or controlled by you and or such businesses, affiliates, executors, representatives, administrators, employees, licensees, successors, and assigns. So knowing that they're including all of these affiliates, employees, officers, all of these other people, we're thinking that people that may be signing this NDA may have a little bit of money if they're having all of these representatives, administrators, employees, and such associated with them. Or it may just be technical lawyer jargon when dealing with a high-profile person. For good and valuable consideration, collectively consideration, all right, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged by you hereby irrevocably agree as follows. Sean Diddy Combs, aka Puff Daddy, is the artist. Privacy is highly valued and all efforts will be made to maintain confidentiality with respect to all information and other material any kind, including without limitation, the terms, conditions, and existence of this agreement concerning and or related to directly and or indirectly artists and or corporation and or other entity related to or affiliated and or associated with artists personally and or professionally, including without limitation family members, relatives, past or present fiancés, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, and business associates, collectively artists party, and each an artist party. except for information or material publicly and intentionally disclosed by the artist. You hereby irrevocably agree that you shall not at any time use or disclose directly or indirectly to anyone any of the following information. Any information acquired by you in any manner and or by any medium or means whatsoever at any time in the past, present, or future. Goodness gracious, how are they supposed to know what? Okay, which concerns or in any way relates to the artist, any artist parties and or artist business activities, entertainment activities, financial activities, and or personal life. And all such information shall be deemed confidential, private, secret, and sensitive and kept by you as confidential unless artist otherwise advises you. First of all, this is a long run-on sentence. This is one long run-on sentence. Where are the periods? Where are the sections? Where are the spaces? It's really stressing me out to read this, okay? But it lets me know that Diddy also set in a provision in his NDA to protect his parties, not his parties, his Diddy parties, but his husbands, his wives, his boyfriends, his girlfriends, his friends and business associates, and the people that he worked with closely. So not only was this NDA to protect Diddy, it was to protect the people around Diddy and their interests as well. You can't talk about them unless Diddy gives you written permission to. You hereby irrevocably agree that you shall not at any time use or disclose directly or indirectly to anyone any of the following information. Any information acquired by you in a manner and or by any medium or means whatsoever at any time in the past, present, or future which concerns or in any way relates to Diddy, any of Diddy's clique and or Diddy's business activities, entertainment activities, financial affairs, and or private life. And all such information shall be deemed confidential, private and secret and sensitive and kept by you as confidential unless artist otherwise advises you in writing in his sole discretion. Any and all information described in paragraph 1A, including without limitation, pictures, recordings, records, documents, property, merchandise, or any other information related to Diddy and or the personal, professional, and or other activities of Diddy and Diddy's clique, whether prepared or on behalf of you or otherwise coming into your possession, is and shall remain Diddy's property and shall not be disclosed, removed, sold, disseminated, copied, or otherwise used and or exploited by or on behalf of you without Diddy's consent. So any pictures, videos, tapes, anything you get related to Diddy or Diddy's family or entourage or people that support him, his immediate circle, is not even your property. It belongs to Diddy. And you can't do anything with it unless you get Diddy's permission. Without limiting, we're going to go down a little bit here. Without limiting the foregoing, without artist's prior written consent, which may be withheld for any or no reason, you shall not and shall not authorize any third party to photograph, film, or otherwise record any sound, likeness, and or activities of Diddy and or any of Diddy's clique of any kind of nature, whether personal, professional, or otherwise, including without limitation any appearance, performance, or rehearsal by Diddy or any of Diddy's clique. Without limiting the foregoing, you shall not and shall not authorize or facilitate any third party to, without Diddy's written consent, which may be withheld for any or no reason, give any interviews, whether oral or written, write or prepare or assist in the preparation of any books or articles, whether fictional or nonfiction, make any remarks of any kind, or create any other materials in the media, including without limitation, confirming or denying any confidential information related to Diddy and any of his clique, to or for use by yourself and or any third party, including without limitation, print and or broadcast media, which interviews, books, articles, remarks, and or materials concern. Discuss or reference Diddy or any of Diddy's clique in any manner whatsoever all information and materials in paragraph 1A through D, whether or not publicly disclosed by others, the prohibited material, you hereby irrevocably grant, convey, and transfer and assign to Diddy all worldwide right, title, and interest, including all copyrights and any renewal, extension, or similar rights into any prohibited material. So basically, if you have any of this prohibited material, it's Diddy's. It's his property. What constitutes the prohibited material? Have we even seen that yet? Why would you call it that? That makes it sound just even more sketchy. Let's continue, shall we? Whether or not the same are used and or exploited, and regardless of the medium involved, and Diddy may register such copyright in his own name, so he can take it and copyright it, and without any limitation of any other rights or remedies of Diddy and any of Diddy's clique. Diddy and his clique shall be entitled to recover any and all of the money or benefits or whatsoever received by on behalf of you from any and all sources in connection with any use or dissemination by or behalf of you of any confidential information and or prohibited material hereunder, and any such monies for other benefits so received or on behalf of you shall be held in trust or on behalf of you for immediate payment to artists and or artist parties. You shall not and shall not authorize or facilitate any third party to use and or reference artists and or artist parties' name and or identity, including your relationship with artists and or any artist party, with respect to any transaction, sale of goods, or other solicitation, and without limiting the foregoing, you shall not at any time defame or disparage Diddy and any of his clique, and or use, disclose, disseminate, or confirm directly or indirectly. You can't even wink. Whoa, you can't even wink with Diddy. You can't even wink. You can't even, I was never a good winker. Like, you're supposed to learn that in like middle school, high school, how to give a good wink. I always looked like I was twitching or something, but you can't even wink because that would be an indirect confirmation of some information, maybe to anyone, any information or material which may harm, disparage, demean, or reflect negatively or poorly. So everyone that signed this NDA had to be Diddy's #1 fan. They're basically saying this like he's a king. You may not say anything to demean, defame, or disparage him or any of his family. You can't do that directly or indirectly, right? The foregoing expressly includes, without limitation, communications appearing on the internet via blogging and or social networking sites, such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we ask ourselves, why are so many people quiet about Diddy? Have they signed this? Maybe so. I'm sure a lot of celebrities have a non-disclosure agreement. It is standard when you have a certain status because you need to keep part of your life private. It's hard to do that when everybody knows who you are. So I'm not mad that he has a non-disclosure agreement. It's more of the words chosen in this non-disclosure agreement and knowing that this may be some of the things that the party attendants sign. Without limiting the foregoing, you shall not, without Diddy's prior written authorization, of course, and his sole discretion, of course, distribute, publish, or permit the distribution or publication of photographs, videotapes, films, audio tapes, and or any other recorded sound or image or any other materials of artists and or artist parties, whether or not the same constitutes prohibited material or copy, exert, or otherwise, and or dispose of any artist and artist materials, including any property or materials in your possession or control that belong to Diddy or his clique, and or if such property does not belong to Diddy or his clique, which contain prohibited material to the extent that you have not delivered and removed such prohibited material therefrom as required hereunder. You're just adding extra words at this point, including without limitation, data, documents, records, smartphones, computers, files, all the things that they retrieved from his house. So let me get this straight. Diddy can record every inch of his life, but let one person catch him in a photograph, a video, an audio file. They must give it over to him. That's what I'm reading. That's allegedly what I'm reading, in my opinion. In my opinion. These are not facts, these are opinions, but I'm reading it. It's right in front of you guys here. And that upon expiration or termination of the relationship with or in connection with artists or such earlier date as Diddy may require, you or your legal representatives, heirs, successors, or assigned shall promptly deliver possession to artists in good condition any such property of artists and or artist parties and or other records, copies, excerpts, and other aforementioned materials that are in your possession or control. 2. You acknowledge that due to the nature of the entertainment industry, any disclosure or dissemination by you or any information or material described in paragraph 1 will deprive Diddy and or his clique the right to use such information or material. You expressly agree that if you breach or threaten paragraph 1, Diddy and his clique would suffer immediate irreparable harm and injury which could not be adequately compensated by an award of monetary damage. Again, I have not read many NDAs. I'm not a legal professional, but what would cause irreparable harm that could not be compensated? We continue. In addition to all other rights and remedies available to artists and or the artist parties, Diddy and or his clique shall be entitled to injunctive relief and all other remedies provided in such event by law or equity. Such remedies shall include without limitation the right to prevent dissemination or any information or materials described in paragraph 1. You agree to execute any documents and take such other actions as may be reasonably requested by the artist and or the artist's parties to further evidence which effectuate the rights set forth in this agreement. You hereby appoint artists as your attorney in fact. So you're making Diddy your attorney in fact. You guys ask, Lindsay, what's an attorney in fact? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look. An attorney in fact is a person who is authorized to act on behalf of another person, typically through a legal document called power of attorney. Y'all know about that? The person who is represented is known as a principal. An attorney of fact can perform a wide range of tasks, including managing bank accounts, filing and paying taxes, purchasing, selling, and maintaining property, managing retirement accounts, purchasing and selling insurance policies, purchasing, selling, and maintaining property. Okay, let's go back to this. You hereby appoint Diddy as your attorney in fact, which appointment is irrevocable and coupled with an interest with full power of substitution and delegation to execute all such documents which you fail to execute within 5 days after Diddy and his clique request for them. The term of this agreement and duty to keep all information confidential and not use prohibited materials shall commence on the first date above and continue for the life of the artist, for the life of Diddy plus 20 years or 70 years, whichever is longer. So you mean to tell me this NDA lasts for 70 years? A lifetime NDA? For the life of Diddy plus 20 years or 70 years. Why was it designed like that? You warn and represent that you have full right, power, and authority to enter into this agreement and be bound by the obligations herein. Neither the execution, delivery, nor performance of this agreement you shall conflict with or result in a default of loss of rights under any agreement or understanding to which you or any of your affiliates is a party to, or by which you or any of your properties may be bound. This agreement constitutes your valid and binding obligation enforceable in accordance with its terms, and that you have signed this agreement voluntarily, without duress or coercion. Have we heard the word coercion relating Diddy recently? Or undue influence. This agreement shall be deemed to have been entered into the state of New York, and its validity, interpretation, and legal effect shall be governed by the laws of the state of New York, applicable to contracts entered into and performed entirely therein. The New York courts only will have jurisdiction over all controversies regarding this agreement and any action or other state of New York. You hereby consent to the personal jurisdiction of such court and waive any objection based on personal jurisdiction, venue, or forum non-convenience. This agreement embodies benefit of and binding upon parties hereto and their respective heirs, executors, administrators, representatives, members, owners, shareholders, licensees, everybody, designees, successors, and assigned, everybody. This agreement may not be transferred or assigned in any manner by you, and any attempted transfer of this agreement shall be deemed null and void. Faxed, photocopies, and scanned signatures of this agreement shall be deemed effective as originals. You agree to defend. So not only are you signing an NDA to keep them safe, to keep your mouth shut about anything regarding their privacy, I understand that. Celebrities deserve to have privacy. If they are with a certain person, or if they're, everything about them shouldn't be on Front Street, especially if it's private, right? If they're having a relation with somebody, if they want to have a one-night stand, they should be able to function as regular humans without every step of their life being a top page news alert, right? So they deserve to have these. The way this one is written makes me turn my head to the side, because not only are you not saying anything, they say at 5, you agree to defend, indemnify, and hold Diddy and Diddy's clique, their respective parents, affiliates, licensees, assignees, and their officers, directors, members, managers, agents, distributions, and employees harmless from and against all liabilities, damages, judgments, losses, costs, and expenses. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people, including without limitation reasonable counsel fees of any kind or nature whatsoever, which may be sustained or suffered or secured against any of them by reason or based upon relating to any breach of the provision, representations, or warranties contained herein, or by virtue for any inaccuracy or in breach of the representations and warranties made by you hereunder to any third party on behalf of Diddy and his clique, or any claim, action, or proceeding asserted to instituting, relating to, or growing out of any such breach. So we must protect him. Defend them, right? All covenants, terms, restrictions, and provisions of this agreement are severable. If any such covenant, term, restriction, and other provision is held by a court or other legal forum of competent jurisdictional authority to be invalid, void, or unenforceable, such covenant, term, restriction, or other provision shall be amended to the limited extent necessary to be valid and enforceable, and the remainder of this agreement shall remain in full force and effect. The parties acknowledge that any competent judicial authority shall be empowered to modify any such invalid, illegal, or unenforceable covenant, term, restriction, and or other provision, if any, in accordance with this paragraph. So they're saying if there's anything in here that's illegal, any judicial authority is liable to come in here and remove it, right? And they have here, in all caps, this is an important legal document. You acknowledge that you have reviewed this agreement with your legal counsel or knowingly decline the opportunity to do so. Your failure to review this agreement with your legal counsel shall not impair the legally binding nature of this agreement, and you have fully read and understand and voluntarily accept all of the terms and conditions of this agreement. You certify that you are 18 years of age or older, accepted and agreed, including acknowledgement and receipt of all consideration, and then they sign it. A few things to say about this NDA. This NDA is supposed to last for 70 years. So if this is given to people that went to a Diddy party or people that had dealings with Diddy, or as a form of as a sort of a threat. You can't speak about this. You dare not speak about this. And why at the end do they throw in the fact that you must be 18 years of age or older? Important. Pay attention to details, right? So if one of those women that accused Diddy signed this agreement, they were 18 years of age or older when this happened. Diddy's your power of attorney. You must protect him. You must defend him. Anything that you get of him, any recordings, videotapes, interviews, books, he owns it. Alleged by this confidentiality agreement. And TMZ grabbed it and said, this is what they signed before the Diddy parties. What do you guys think about this document? Is it a strong confidentiality agreement? I think it is. But what does it tell us about Diddy's character? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, guys, we're at 1830 subscribers. I want you guys to comment, like, and subscribe if you like this video. Make sure to share it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I had a lot of fun reading through this confidentiality agreement, even though it was one long run-on sentence. If you want me to cover any more Diddy-related stuff, drop it down in the comments below. I'll be sure to give it a look. Thank you all for stopping by and giving my content a look. I want to thank you guys again. This has been Lindsay Unfiltered. Bye now.